Hello everyone, welcome to the Fair Ladies of Middle-earth, episode 15, which is quite impressive for us. And with me are my players who will first do a round of introducing themselves. Let's start in the order we have you on screen, so starting with Anara.
To be clear, it's impressive because of the technical difficulties we inevitably have every single game, and then the scheduling conflicts. Not because we are bad at gaming or because we don't enjoy each other. We're just real bad at overbooking ourselves. I am Anara, and I have another game right after this one because I'm real bad at overbooking myself. And you can find me as Anara a lot of places. I have yet to have someone randomly message me. I'm not really sure what I'll do if that ever happens. We were discussing that before the game. But yeah, I play Aislinn. She is a shield maiden of Rohan, and she is kind of oblivious to anything that's not fighting, apparently. And there's a lot of subtext that she misses out on that, to absolutely no negative consequences ever.
Okay, moving on to Kira.
Hi there. My name is Kira. You can find me doing multiple RPG-based things. Twitch.tv/CampfireStoriesDND, YouTube.com/CampfireStoriesDND. I play Zastari, who is also pretty oblivious to a lot of things, but is starting to catch up. And she is just a little ball of wonder and queer energy.
Okay, Violet.
I think a little ball of wonder and queer energy could describe any of our characters.
Some of us are medium-sized balls.
Anyways, my name's Violet. I play Muriel. You can find me places very Violet. I actually did have like a random person request to follow me on Instagram a couple days ago. I have no idea if it was from this or like something else. I don't know, but it's just a random person that I did not know. But anyways, I don't know, maybe.
My random person who now follows Violet on Insta. If you're here.
Anyways, I mean, this is so far later when this is getting posted, though. It's just so funny. Okay. After Muriel, she is an elf of Mirkwood, and her nobility means a lot to her. It means very little to anyone else. Nobody cares who she is. She cares.
Mostly because you're very far away from where that would actually matter.
Yes, I'm sure it will matter eventually once we get to Mirkwood.
For now,
it does not matter at all.
Rohan doesn't give a fuck.
But, she does, like, wear her little gold circlet, places, and everybody's afraid she's going to get robbed, so she bought a hooded cloak for when they're traveling, just to make Aislinn and Zesty happy. And, I mean, probably also Phelan, but, like, I don't know if Phelan was really onto her about it, like Aislinn and Zesty were. But, yeah, that's all. Very Violet places, 2 T's, no extra E.
Okay. Kayla?
I'm Kayla. I play Phelan. She's a woodswoman of the Wilderlands. She grew up in the woods. She's got an axe. She's maybe a quarter elf, and she's currently entering her Barbie, do you guys ever think about dying phase. So she's doing great over there. That's basically what happened, though. They were dancing at a wedding, and then she just blurted out that she's gonna die young. So there you go. The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma, so you can only find me here. Sorry.
Well, and the gauntlet.
And the gauntlet.
Yes. I mean, most likely people will be watching you in Gauntlet before this episode airs, so... Anyway, I'm Loremistress LadyBug. I can be found in most places as Loremistress LadyBug or LadyBug Staven. And yeah, I'm just running the game, so don't mind me. And I believe Kayla is about to do a recap of what happened last time.
Oh yeah, I took notes this time, so I can tell you all about it. So, there was a burnt down village. We talked to a child in a burnt house who then brought us to a mom who was dying, and then Muriel healed her in the like crazy healing play. So shout outs Muriel there.
Only because Phelan taught her how.
Sure. I did nothing in terms of actual mechanics for that, but okay, we'll go with that. We learned that Eogar burnt some villages of Dunlendings, and there's also a mob of Dunlendings. It's called the Iron Fork, and there's a chief and his man, and they also have a high chief that might be that chief that sits somewhere. I also wrote down Guten the Singer with no context, so I don't know what that is, but maybe we'll find them again. And there was a daughter stolen by goblins. Her name was Mirwin, and we found her.
Yes.
And Zesty absolutely like destroyed goblins from Anara's help. So yay.
And also, you were there and also killed some things.
I was there too,
I'm pretty sure everybody
thinking about death.
contributed to the murdering. But Zesty
Yeah,
did,
I think we all contributed to the murdering. Yeah, because like Muriel got wounded, and then she killed the guy who.
yeah, as like revenge stabbing
Yeah.
or revenge going.
You know, we were all involved in the conflict. I meant more from the payoff of like the last part where like they were hanging out in the evening and Faye taught Muriel how to heal, and then Muriel healed, and then Aislinn taught Zesty combat, and then Zesty like kicked some ass. That's what I remember.
That was.
So it was a very nice payoff that had
Very
no
useful.
mechanical reason to happen. It just did.
But we are
just
all here
did.
for the RP. So does
Very
it even?
thematic,
Do we
very
even know the mechanics of this game?
No.
Yes. I do know the mechanics of this game because I get obsessed with the smallest amount of shit.
Do we know
No
Guten
one's
the
ever
Singer though?
I don't.
Yes! Do you
Your notes
need
are
me to
excellent.
remind you what you heard about the guy?
Let me
Please
take a look at my-
Obviously.
Hold on. Guten the Singer was supposed to look after the village, but he left without a fight because he's a bitch.
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
Look at
I
that.
remember that guy.
I'm
Fuck
having
that
doing
guy.
another recap. You can do them now. You take much better notes.
No, yours was great. That was I didn't
Yeah.
remember any of that, and it was only 2 weeks ago.
So we are at the aftermath of the battle. You do have you just finished off the goblins, and now there's a tied down with a blanket over her girl on the ground.
Somebody should do something about that.
She's
I
wrapped
feel
in
like
that
it's
blanket
kind
so that
of
she doesn't
tired,
see or
yeah.
anything. You may want to get her out of it before she fucking suffocates.
Yeah, someone
but
who
also,
doesn't
like-
strike fear in the hearts of children should do that.
And also, like, maybe she shouldn't see all the dead bodies, any more than she's already seen dead bodies.
She's already. Oh no!
Look, I am not good with children, in character or out of character. What?
Okay,
I'm
gonna-
saying,
I'm gonna-
She needs to know death is inevitable. This is a great teaching
I feel like
moment.
it should probably be
I mean, on the other hand, I do
zesty
think she was
for
kidnapped
evidence.
before her village was raided, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Zesty is going to go and untie this girl because the more we continue to argue about this, the more she continues to lose oxygen. I'm just gonna be like, hey, okay, just know that as I'm untying you, that I am not an orc or a bad person. We have saved you. You're gonna be fine. Just look at me and not around at the rest of the things. Because I'll be honest, it's a little rough out here, but your family's okay and your mom's less sick, so we're gonna get you back to your village.
That was a lovely song, Zesty.
Thank you. I'll be honest, like most of my songs I sing because they're songs. This one is because like I'm a little nervous and it helps me cope.
So you do manage to get her out of that blanket. She is very much frightened and quite weak, but alive.
Oh.
So if you want, you can go back with her to her house to bring her back to her family.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was
Absolutely.
the plan. Yeah.
We will
We'll give her
escort
food
her.
and water as well.
Did we come here with our horses, by the way?
You were trying to track down goblins. It's easier to done on foot than on horse.
You know, we probably
Okay.
left the
No.
horses at the village with the parents.
Yeah. Anyway, you do bring her back to her house, to her family, and you notice that once she's back, her mother is starting to improve very quickly. Apparently, worrying about her daughter was kind of keeping her sicker. And yeah, you do get detailed instructions as to how to get to the settlement of the Iron Folk. And some information that will help later on, of course.
Yes.
That will help later on with the rolls, I mean. I just need to
Okay.
fucking make a note of that for myself, because otherwise
Yeah.
I will fucking forget.
Please don't
Oh, we
forget.
won't
need
forget
all the help
now.
we can get.
Well, I'll forget, but Kayla and Kira will remember, and Violet might too. Just depends on the day. I'm saying your memory is bad. I have the worst memory, and yours
Yeah,
is
and you said,
frequently.
well, Violet might, depending on the day. Violet, the autistic with really good memory, who had a fucking 4.0 in both high school and college, might remember.
No, it's not. It's not because you don't have a good memory. It's because sometimes when things happen, you're thinking about other stuff.
That's true. I do.
It's
About
yeah.
things.
Also,
Like,
if any of you have any temporary shadow points,
Oh
You
yeah,
can
I
remove
do.
you can remove one.
You do.
I would love to get rid of
Oh.
that.
You can remove one.
Actually,
Heck yeah.
I also have one, so I will go ahead and get rid of that.
Woo!
Because reuniting
Need
the
to find
family restored one shadow point.
I don't have any shadow points, but I am happy that you guys got them back.
So what
I
I'm
think
hearing
there's
is every time we get shadow points, we need to just go find a family whose child has been horrifically kidnapped and traumatized till we can get better.
Bring it back, yes.
Cyclical can we get? Do we take shadow if we take someone's family member
Yes.
from them and then return it? together?
Yes, yes, you do.
Look, if I had a nickel for every time someone's loved one has been kidnapped, put in a sack, and dragged back to their lair, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yeah.
Right?
You
However, the first one was kidnapped by humans. This one was kidnapped by goblins. There's a difference.
There is a difference. I'm sure
I
that
feel like to the person, it's really not that much of a difference.
I mean, listen. The first time it happened, the human the guy who kidnapped her just wanted to marry the woman. This time,
Oh
they
yeah, so
probably
humans
wanted
way
to-
worse.
Yeah.
Got it. Just let me be eaten by the orcs.
Honestly, same.
I would really rather die than
Yeah.
agreed.
like kidnapped to be someone's wife. No, thank you.
So we're
But
moving
now that
on.
we have- now that we've
Now that we've-
reunited
now
the
that we've-
family,
That our good deed.
we gather the information of where we can go to these dastardly orcs that started all this crap.
Yeah. Well, not orcs, humans.
The iron fork.
The
Folk.
iron orcs.
Folk.
The iron folk.
Yeah.
These
Yeah, no,
iron
it's
folk.
actually just like forks made of
I
iron.
thought it was fork this whole time.
Not people at all.
Okay.
I was thinking like a fork in a river, like with a big mountain or something, like the iron fork. And
They
I
are
just
called the
figured
Iron
they didn't
Folk,
know how to-
and
they didn't know how to say trident.
as far as you've learned by now, they are Dunlendings, but ones that prefer to mess with Rohan. And also exort villages because they promise them protection in exchange for like food and money and shit. And as you've witnessed, they don't always deliver on the protection.
Well, as we
Yeah.
learned, peace good, revenge bad. So let's
Peace
do
revenge
something
bad.
about
There's
it.
slogan. That's
God
the
damn,
third.
we can
third
all
and
agree
first
that
slogan.
Gooten's a bitch.
Yeah,
Yes,
fuck that guy.
basically,
Goons
also
a little
since
bitch,
you
got
were
it.
sent
That's
to
our-
make, also since you were sent to make peace with Dunlendings, you would probably have to make that peace with the Iron Folk,
Yeah, I feel like we got to do
which
it.
probably will not be fucking easy.
Tell somebody who told us to do this.
I don't
Yes.
think we should tell them that we're representing the king, though. That seems
I
Seems
didn't
like they
say
might
that
not.
we were upsetting the king. I said the king told somebody who told us.
No. I mean, like
That's
maybe
even
we should
worse.
make it seem less official this time because they don't like the government. Maybe we should make it seem more like a local peace kind of thing, since they aren't really big fans of the government as a whole.
Are they not big fans of the government as a whole?
I mean, the Dunlendings aren't.
But I thought we were
But
making
we need them to see each other as people and not as warring nations.
Oh, they
Yes.
don't see each other as warring nations. The Rohan people see the Dunlendings as fucking monsters. And
Look, I'm trying to build a bridge here as I Rohirrim.
And the Dunlendings do see the Rohan like as the savages.
I
Basically.
feel like the people of Rohan should know that their king wants them to be nice to the Dunlendings.
Listen, the people may know that, they just simply don't fucking care in some cases.
So we just have to convince them that less children will be kidnapped by orcs if they work together. How does that sound?
I mean, that is true.
I have very little experience of children being kidnapped.
We literally just
Yes, I know. We just saved one.
That's
This is
still
but-
very little.
but
experience.
if they weren't fighting each other, that one probably would not have been kidnapped because there would have been better protection for everyone.
Yeah, the village wouldn't have gotten raided.
See? That
You can see
disembodied
that
voice
voice?
agrees with me.
On the other hand, if the guy who was supposed to protect the village didn't fly like a bitch, they would also not get raided.
Are you
Well-
like hallucinating, Aislinn? Who are you talking
You feeling
about?
okay?
I've just been into Phelan's herbs too much today.
Yes, well, I've heard that like you humans have a holiday where you consume these herbs.
Oh yeah, it's today, 420. Blaze it.
God damn it.
I knew we couldn't make it through the session. I knew we couldn't make it through without.
Nope.
So for everyone who's watching this in August, just know
Or whenever.
spiritually you are now with us in April.
Oh, fantastic. So,
Okay.
where would we find... so do we have to convince these guys first, and then we have to go to the Dunland...
No,
And-
you will be going now to the Dunlendings that you need to convince, and then you can go back to Rohan and then try to convince them that it worked.
The Iron Folk are the Dunlendings.
Yep.
Ah,
Oh.
good.
The ones that made the riders that you've met before a bit more into shadow.
Well, that's fine. I get why that they're mad currently, but we're going to stop that from happening and stop any future bloodshed and child kidnappings.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
I
and
didn't
have fun.
like that, the kidnapping thing. That was not fun.
Mm.
No, it's not great, and it seems to be happening quite a bit.
Yeah.
Who is out there selling these fully human-sized sacks that like everyone
This
just
one-
wants to have?
No, the girl was wrapped in a blanket, a dirty and in a terrible condition
That's
blanket, but
fine.
that
She's
was a
a
blanket.
mini creature. So anyway, Fisher Daddy, where do we find these doo-doo-doos?
He does give you the directions to Trefa, which is the main village where the Iron Folk stay. And it's about 2 days to get there.
Alrighty.
Well, I
Alright.
suppose we will head that direction.
Where are we going to?
I mean,
the
you may
village?
want
Where are
to
we going?
get rest for some of you to recover some more of endurance, but hey,
Oh, yeah, we probably should rest.
you think?
Oh,
I am still 4 endurance points away from my max.
sorry,
Okay.
I was like filled with energy and all that kind of stuff. But yes, let's go ahead and rest up. Do you guys have a place where we could maybe spend the night?
Their entire
Yeah.
village burnt down.
There is still some houses in relatively decent shape.
Oh, okay.
All right, everybody, let's go
Are we-
commandeer a house.
Didn't we stay in a cave last time?
We did stay in a cave last time.
Is it near? Are we too far to stay in that cave again?
I mean,
I'm
why
not
not?
sure, but
We-
You
you
like
also
the
stay in
cave?
village.
I like caves. It reminds me of home. It's like a really dingy version of home.
You did mention that the caves are much nicer.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
I like the
But
dark.
there's a perfectly good 2/3 of a building that's right here, and you're already tired.
You would rather stay in 2/3 of a building.
Yeah, that's what reminds me of home.
Yeah. I'd rather yeah, like a nice lean-to. Honestly, is sort of what I'd enjoy. Yes.
Well, you
So, while resting
have your
through the
mind
night, as far as the effects of sleeping through the night, those of you who didn't have any wounds recover 2 endurance plus your basic health rating.
Okay.
That person with a treated wound recovers only 2 endurance. And please tell me if your fatigue after resting is lower than your endurance.
Fatigue lower than endurance?
Yeah, fatigue is lower than endurance.
Yes.
In that case, you're no longer weary.
Okay, so I can uncheck the wound treated thing and like make a
No, the wound treated stays. The weary thing you can uncheck.
Okay.
The wound treated will only go away after your endurance is back to maximum.
Okay. So there's another night's rest and I go back up to, then it would go away if I don't get any more hit points.
Yes.
Down.
Right.
So I don't know. Don't get into combat, I guess, or something.
Try not to. We'll
Don't-
try to
look, we
talk
have
our
to
way
use our
out of
words.
it.
We have to use our words. We're fine. We're good.
I mean,
I'm not
You
good at
are
words,
going
but
there to make peace. It would be advisable to not get into a fight.
Yeah, you are good at words.
I will make no comment because it didn't go well for me last time in the realm of shadow points.
Listen, just make sure that you think that
Muriel's pretty
Never
good.
forget.
as your character did well, consequences can be drawn.
She got 3 in
Just-
courtesy, 3 in all.
Just save another child. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
For example, yeah. You just need to find a child in need of saving first, but hey, how hard can that be?
because I didn't have to recover anything after just the short rest after combat, I'll be the first person up in the morning, making breakfast, out of whatever scraps we have, unless I have to go hunting. In which case, I could try and do that.
I also was not injured or fatigued last fight, so
Hey,
I
Sandy,
will be
we
up
go-
with you,
We go
and
back
I
to-
will
You're just
I
sleeping.
will help you sort the rations and discourage you from attempting to go hunting.
What?
Aye.
But like we could just find like some wild game and see if we can get a good breakfast going. You're a good, warrior.
We could just see if we could find some root vegetables or possibly someone else's stores in this village possibly some roasted potatoes in the remains of someone's
The
home.
village was raided. I'm quite sure that the
Okay.
food that was there is already fucking gone.
Okay, berries then. Berries and root vegetables, like turnips. I don't know. Whatever's seasonal. I'm not good with seasonal gardening. We're going to forage. We're going to forage. That's what I'm trying to
Don't
say
worry.
here, awkwardly.
Don't worry, you will find enough food to make breakfast.
Okay.
Between your rations and whatever you can find around.
Yeah. So then we'll just we'll get to cooking.
Makes
It's
sense.
like I learned my lesson this time. I will cook with all of my clothes on to not make anyone uncomfortable.
Also, when you're playing with fire, you should, protect your bits from the fire. Just keep things covered because it's fire, and you'd rather it hit the clothes than your bits. But I don't know what the customs are where you're from. If that's
Honestly,
I
we
wonder.
saved their daughter. They'll probably take whatever happens at this point. Like,
Yeah, we cook
But
with.
let's maybe not treat them to half-naked elf.
I just I tend
Unless
to
you
do
want to
stuff-
put that boy through puberty in 5 fucking seconds.
like when you have a toddler that just goes through that phase where they take off all their clothes every fight. You're like, no.
Listen, the family you help, there is a boy there that's not yet at puberty, but if Zesty decides to cook the way she cooks at your house,
No.
he's gonna go to that puberty very fucking fast.
All
No.
I'm saying is that, like, I think that there's an element of shame that each of you have towards your bodies, and maybe you could
And
learn
Zesty
to like be free and kind of enjoy that aspect of yourself.
But mosquitoes.
I'm like going through my water skins, and I find I'm checking for the one that's not water. Like, oh yeah, that's the one I need. It's not even 10 a.m.
I obviously don't want to push my customs onto other people. And just, learning about each other.
It gets really cold here.
Muriel.
I mean, technically, it is the beginning of fucking summer.
Oh, never mind.
But
So it's
at night
quite
in the
warm.
mountains and stuff,
Yeah, well,
Also,
that's why.
Technically, yes, but also Rohan is at the south of the continent, so
But
it
have you
is
ever
quite warm,
sat on
especially since it's summer.
ants? Ants are a real thing.
I'm not saying everybody join Zesty and ditch your clothes because it's gonna be a fun game.
Like, just, it's a freedom. It's all good. I think the others are starting to get up.
Muriel is awake because while you're darn talking, but she does not want to be in this conversation. She's just uncomfortable with the fighting between her best friend and the girl that she likes. So she's just pretending to.
And it's funny because Aislinn equally does not want to be in this conversation.
Aislinn? Is that
But I still didn't get a choice.
Frank's just like watching with popcorn.
There's a full awkwardness to Zesty as well as she's like trying to just explain like this is where she comes from and this is what's normal and everybody seems to hate it, and so she's just kind of like, I'm sorry.
Your sound went out, Zesty.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I just
Yeah,
mumbled.
I think it was an intentional fade out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just mumbled. I was like, I'm gonna take my food and just kind of go and eat.
I feel like armor would really chafe
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
A lot of chafing.
I'll leave these for Phelan and Muriel when they get up.
I am up. Hello.
Oh God!
Yeah, I am confused. And like I drink some more from my not water skin.
Your breakfast is ready.
Oh, thank you.
And she just kind of takes a corner.
I'll go sit next to her, just silently, just eating.
Okay.
And then I guess we're as rested up as we possibly can be before heading out. Obviously, make sure our horses are fed.
I have a riding a horse question. If we're just riding the horse somewhere and like it's a pretty chill pace, can I braid the horse's hair while I'm riding, or do I have to like always be holding on?
I'm sorry, again?
Like you know how we're gonna be like riding our horses for like 2 days. I have a question. When I'm riding the horse, do I have to be like holding onto the rein the whole time when we're just riding at like a normal speed, or can I use my hands instead of holding onto the reins to like braid the horse's mane, like for funsies?
Sure, you can do that while you're riding.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know. I appreciate that. That's all I needed.
Sure.
Meredith is gonna have some sick hair. Okay, so off we go.
Off we go. Slightly prettier.
Banging coconuts together noises. Click, clap. Alright, we're gonna teach those forks to be peaceful.
Do we have to roll anything for this travel, or because we're going on roads we don't have
Yes, you will roll travel.
Roll travel. Okay. Awesome.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. This is technically the first
way
time that my Elven Waybread thing will come into effect. Let's go.
That was a bad roll.
Okay, that went fucking terrible.
Yup. Sure did.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, Phelan seems to know the way, but not the rest of us.
Yeah, we're
Well,
lost.
she is objectively the best at the wilds.
Oh, thank you.
So, it's not that you get lost. It's that those of you who, well, everyone apart from Phelan, you'll get 1 point of fatigue.
Oh.
Oh,
You get tired because you're
okay,
not very
hold
good
on.
at that.
let me take a look at the Waybread thing. Begin the next.
You sound baffled.
I'm reading.
Okay.
Exclusively during journey is an additional pool of fellowship points equal to your
There.
wisdom score on a success
Right.
or twice that amount on a great or extraordinary. So I got the great the last time, and we haven't had a chance to use them until now. So how do we use the fellowship points?
The fellowship points are how you refresh your hope at the end of the game.
Oh. Wait, why does it say only useful on journeys then?
The special bread ones.
Yeah, the bread. Begin the next adventuring phase.
So yeah, the bread ones that you can use like a hope point during travel.
Okay. So we have an extra an extra 6.
Oh, nice.
So do we want to use that to not get fatigue?
Well, it can only, you can keep one person from getting fatigued, and it would have to be either Violet or yourself if they have to use all the points, right?
No, it's just recovering hope points, right?
Oh,
So we can like split the bread amongst ourselves, recover more hope points, and then.
So yeah, like basically it's like temporary hope points. It's not recovery. It's temporary hope points that can only be used during travel. So we could
so
use
each one of us
hope-
can spend 1 point to if
Yeah,
it's.
and then we still have 3 left, right? So use later.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we go back down to 0 travel fatigue.
All right, sweet.
Shout out to Bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are really
Shut
tasty
up,
bread.
Brett.
You know, my fingers were getting real tired weaving my horse's hair, but now that I've ate that bread, I feel very refreshed.
Empty stomach, wandering the woods. This is what my usual life was like before you all.
Yeah, Phelan is not phased.
Just like
So
I-
with the bread, I'm guessing all of you pass.
especially considering we're going through woods, right?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
That means we get our favored, which means it would be.
Partially true, what's partially true, well, the big fields of nothingness that are around Rohan.
But
So, yeah.
partially through woods, so yay.
So yeah, 14 from me.
And that'll be 15.
That's enough. That's enough. And Aizen?
Yeah, travel's one of my favorites. So.
Oh, okay. So you're good. So yes, you do travel. That was the first day of your travel. You do need to find a place to stay for the night.
We're gonna
And you're in
cave.
the middle of nowhere.
Shall
Let's
we
go find a
roll
cave.
search
I
or
would say
something?
somebody who's probably the lookout should probably try rolling for something to find a place to stay for the night.
The lookout, that's Aislinn.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wrote that down somewhere. I was scrolling
Yeah,
down to find it,
I'm
but
in
you're.
the
Oh
five.
yeah, it sure is.
Phelan's the huntsman and you're the lookout.
It's all the way
I
down to the bottom of the character. Okay, so I will roll travel.
I'm actually, yeah, my mistake. The person looking for a place to stay is the scout.
The scout. Oh, that's Zesty.
Oh. And then what am I rolling? What are my options?
You would be rolling. Let me see what the skills are for fuck's sakes. I would say that it will be explorate, I think.
I am super cool with that.
Good.
Wham. Oh. Except for the fact that I am really freaking good at this. And I'm going to use my brooch to turn that into a Root of Gandalf.
Thank you. Because I didn't want to throw you a problem on your heads right now.
So, get
Because that
wrecked.
would have resulted in problems.
We could have cuddled with bears. Obviously.
I found these really, big and fluffy creatures. Specifically, an entire nest of baby ones. That I was just thinking, if we get really close to them, we'll just be really warm for the rest of
And
No.
this is exactly why you need Phelan to tell you that that's not a good idea.
But then my brooch reminds me of home and goes, oh, fuck, right, those are bears. Those are bears. You know what? Actually, so I was debating between these two caves, and one of them had bears. And I'm just thinking, that's probably not a good idea, so we should hit the other one.
Yeah,
That is probably a good idea.
And so I lead them to the non-bear cave. And in fact, it is a bear cave, but because it is B-A-R-E, bear of all things.
It is Bear of Bears.
It is bear of bears, yes.
A bear cave, perfect.
How many
I love
puns should I prepare myself for?
At least one more as always, Miss Swan.
Of course.
I was done. I
have to
hate
think of one
puns
now.
unless someone nearby hates puns worse than me, in which case.
Aislinn likes to fuck with people more than she hates puns.
Yes. I mean, that's true in and out of character. That is my self-insert.
Talk about my horse's
trait.
name.
Huh?
I said you groan every time I talk about my horse's name.
Like
Oh,
I said,
God.
well, I didn't know that they bothered Ladybug, so now I will just
It's
watch
not
her.
that they bother me, I just prefer to be prepared.
So, Aislinn, do you like Meredith's new hairstyle?
Honestly, it looks very well done, and it's practical too. It will help keep it from getting tangled. So you'll have to brush it less, which is nice.
I was really excited about it. I love braids.
It looks quite lovely, and I mean, I've noticed from your own hair that you're quite good at braiding things.
Thank you. We should get her a little circlet too, and then we can match.
I don't know
If
if a
that
horse would keep a circlet on its head.
I mean, it's doable. There are probably people who could make a circle that would be wearable for a horse. But if you're thinking it's easy to get robbed if the elf wears the circle, imagine what will happen if that will be the horse.
Not if we give the horse a cloak too.
Yeah, get the
Little
horse
gold
a cloak.
on her.
So you know, hoods
overhead
kind of
stall
block
of
the
her
field of
health
vision,
harness.
and you might want to have your horse, seeing what's around.
May I attempt
Nonsense.
to craft a horse circlet?
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
Out
Well, I
of
mean,
what?
obviously not with
Can I
gold,
just ask
but like
out
with
of
something else.
what?
I mean, I was saying Zesty doesn't have any gold to make a heart circlet.
Yeah. So like, what? Out of
Flowers
what is she crafting it? This is the question that I must have.
This would be like vines, rope. So it's a placeholder for now.
Are you gonna like make her like a little flower crown?
Yeah.
I mean, with that roll, it's a very fucking good flower crown.
It's like marigolds, so it still matches.
Oh, how exciting! She's gonna put it on Merida's head and is very, very excited that they now
And
have.
the horse seems happy too.
Aw.
Aislinn looks
Yeah.
confused, but happy that Muriel is happy, so that's good.
Remember, some of your horses kind of match your energy, so yes, of course, Muriel's horse is very happy with the crown. And I am apparently too tired to be DMing, but hey, that's not gonna stop me.
If the horses match
Hey.
our energy, does that mean my horse is thinking about death all the time?
Yes!
I mean, I've got the horse that's just really bitey that I keep as our extra horse, and I still don't. Did I ever name
I've
the
had
No.
bitey one?
uh,
I can't remember. I
don't
know
think-
mine is Thistle. No, mine's. Oh God, I named a horse Bramble and a horse Thistle in 2 different games, and I can't remember which is which. Oh no.
I think the one here is
think
called
you're right.
Bramble.
Okay, so Bramble, and now I don't even remember what game Thistle was in. Anyway,
just-
Bramble, and now.
I love the thought of like all of our horses like neigh like normal horses, and Phelan's is just in a constant state of.
Yeah.
My horse doesn't even
about
have a
us.
name, so there you go.
Well,
Horse.
yes, it does. It's named Horse.
Yeah, that's true.
It's named Horse.
I just
Horse
started
named Horse.
calling
That
the
makes
other
sense.
one asshole, and now I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, now the
But
first
she
one
seems
didn't
fine
like
with it.
me.
Like that's she seems fine with it. Like her and I get along just fine. She's
But
our
the
backup
one that
horse.
was gifted to us likes me, and I named it Valentine.
Yes.
Because Zesty's whole thing is bringing together true love.
With where my brain is right now, I'm very fucking happy it's Valentine and not Valentino.
Oh, yep, nope, that's not a thing.
Yeah, we would never disgrace.
We
them.
would never.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if she did that on accident before watching Has-Been Hotel, then watch it, she would change that couch's name in fucking seconds.
His name would be fucking Carl at this point. Like, I like anything other than Valentino. No, it's definitely Valentine.
Yes,
Because-
very big difference.
Oh, I'm gonna name the other horse Karen. I will have
Oh,
Bramble and Karen.
I love this.
Nailed it. That was a
Drinking
good
my
idea
soul.
today, you guys. I'm checking out now. Have fun. I'll just be hanging out.
All right, so should we do watches again?
Probably.
I'll take first watch if anybody wants. There's really like only one watch where we kind of. Oh no! Wait a second. This isn't D&D, so it's not in like segments of 3.
Yeah, we just split it half and half.
Who
Yeah.
wants to join me?
I'll join you this time, Zesty.
Heck yeah!
So the elves go on one watch and the humans go on the other.
Yeah,
Woo!
I just do this thing at Phelan because her and I are fine with communicating without words. So we're just like sup.
There's gonna be a silent
Yeah.
watch,
Yeah, it is gonna be great. Real chill.
as opposed to the other one.
Okay.
Listen, try and tell me that Miriam and Zesty are able to keep quiet for the entire watch.
Oh, definitely not.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, no. But Muriel is gonna wait until she knows for a fact that both Aislinn and Phelan are asleep. Like she's gonna wait like quite a while and make sure they both seem very asleep. And then she's gonna go up to Zesty and go, "So, have you told her yet?"
I've hinted at it.
Oh, how did that
Um,
go?
I don't know if she got the hint.
Yeah, she's
if I
not
mean-
very adept at giving hints.
No. I just don't know if it's the right time right now, like while we're still like very focused and kind of stressed.
But wouldn't it like alleviate some of her stress? It seems like all she thinks about is her own demise. You know, last night when we were doing the watch together, all she talked about was how she was going to die young and how I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, it does seem to be like a thing that like really weighs on her mind recently. And I know that I could. Okay, maybe you could help me out with this, right? Because you're a little
Right.
bit more of a social butterfly than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to tell her that she can be immortal without like directly relating it to me, right? I don't want her to have to feel like she's tied to me if she
Right.
doesn't want to be.
She doesn't have to stay in Lorien. She could come stay with me in the Mirkwood as like friends. If she wanted to embrace her elven side, she doesn't necessarily need to. You know, if you guys like broke up or whatever, she could still live forever.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I don't even think it's based on like, from what you said, I don't think it's based on like where they live. It's
Well,
just
but you embrace your elven side, and I feel like embracing your elven side kind of also takes into account like your home base. You don't have to like stay there year round, but like, you know, kind of.
Well, I mean, like, I've tried to
Like,
explain, like, some of the, things that make elven customs different than humans, and I've found that it may have fully ostracized me from the group socially, so...
I think that's true. I think that Lorien elves are just a little different than Mirkwood elves, and I feel as though knowing where Phelan is from, Phelan is probably a quarter Mirkwood elf.
That would make sense.
A quarter Lorien elf. So
That would make a lot of sense.
yeah, it's probably our traditions that she would need to be embracing, and I don't think that that she needs to bake bread topless in order to live forever. She could just embrace like the elven lifestyle, maybe.
It definitely.
Yeah,
it's a gradual thing.
Make
for
friends
sure.
with the Mirkwood elves. I mean, we'll go there eventually, right? And
Oh, absolutely! I would love to meet your family and just hear about all the adventures that they've been on.
yeah, oh yes, no, I would love to introduce you to my parents. They have so many great adventures. They have so many stories. I used to sleep so well at night because my parents would tell me stories every single night about their adventures, and it was quite lovely. But yes, that would be great. I could introduce you guys to the king and to Prince Legolas, and it would be super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've met a king. I've never met a prince.
Oh yeah, he's like really hot.
Like, I just kind of look back and make sure also that they're asleep. Like how, what are we talking here in terms of?
Like, think in your head
Okay.
about like the hottest guy you've ever seen,
Right.
and then like move it down by like 1 centimeter. That's how hot he is.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like an inconsequential movement downward.
Yeah, no, he's really hot.
Okay. Yeah.
Ariel is canonically bi.
Zesty is canonically questioning everything. So she's just like, okay. I mean, I would definitely be interested in meeting him regardless of his hotness. Just because, again, never met a prince before.
Yeah, he can do like some really cool things with weapons too. Like, it's kind of like if he were playing a game. When you like gamble and stuff?
Yeah.
If he were playing a game and he just rolled like all the highest number every time. That's how he battles.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. It is so amazing.
I suppose I've technically met a queen before. I've heard her referred to as a queen, but we don't refer to her as a queen because it kind of doesn't make sense in terms of like a monarch situation. But, people hear female ruler of an area and immediately kind of go to queen.
Right.
But we just kind of refer to her as our leader or just Galadriel. Very elegant, beautiful, like seems to, it's one of those people that kind of seem to glide when they walk.
You're pretty elegant and beautiful yourself, Zesty.
Well, thank you.
So is it like you, but like older?
Well, I suppose so, yes. She's a lot more mature and wise than I am, a lot more powerful in terms of magic than I probably will ever be. But
Well, don't put limits on yourself. We're immortal. We can get super powerful with magic.
Well, yes, but like also so is she. So it kind of feels like,
Well, I mean,
as we go up, she goes up as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're gonna catch up. I'm saying like you could get to like where she is now eventually.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to learn from her. I sent her, I showed you guys the note that I sent to her. Kind of talking about all of our adventures.
Yeah, you said some really nice things about me. I really appreciate that.
I did. Well, I really like all of you guys, and you're very inspirational, and I'm just happy to adventure with you guys. I also might have mentioned a couple things about how really pretty Phelan is, and I didn't mention that when I originally read you guys off the note because I was like kind of embarrassed, but like, oh my god, she's so pretty, and she's so nice.
You know, we all have a type. And I'm so glad that you found Phelan for you. I really hope that you're able to tell her. If you want to make it less of a like you in a relationship kind of sort of situationship thing, telling her how, if she embraces her elven side, she can live forever. If you want, like, I could help you tell her. That way it seems less of like a romantic-y thing and more of just like a, hey, as elves, we thought you should probably know. You are part elf.
Totally become like fully one of us. Yeah, I mean that would help. And I mean,
Let me know whenever you think you're ready to tell her.
You seem to also have a pretty established type.
I really like blondes. Yeah.
Blondes, yes, but also like, like warriors, people who are like really strong and like, I guess people who could protect you.
I don't need to be protected. I'd rather fight alongside.
But no. I never said you needed to be, but do you want to be?
No, I don't want to be protected. I want to fight alongside people. I want to be a great adventurer. I don't want to be like some damsel in distress.
No, but we all protect each other, and I wouldn't describe any of us as damsels.
Well, no.
I would describe us as in distress, but that's like a constant.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think that Legolas is a really good fighter, and he's blonde, and if he like when he shoots his bow, he like hits the bullseye every time. I heard that one time he even like slid down a staircase and was still able to like hit things on the training course.
He was sliding down a staircase and
on the field on the training course. Yeah.
Wow, I need to be like fully lined up before I can hit some. That's.
I'm telling you, he's such a good warrior. That's definitely my type. Great warriors who are also blonde.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a moment where me and you were just kind of looking at each other, being like, "Do we say the thing?" And I don't think we say the thing.
Muriel's not going to say it. Zesty can say it if he wants Zesty to say it. Muriel's not.
I think she just kind of sits back and is like, yeah, I could definitely see that being a type that develops over time, maybe from like one, it's not a type if it's one person, but like, it must be a type for you because you've also met another, or maybe a couple of strong,
I have
beautiful
met some really strong, beautiful, blonde people who are very good warriors. Yeah, that probably, that's throughout the years. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've had many years, of course.
Yeah, many years, yeah.
And I just want to, am I going to be the only person who's just out and out about who my crush is? Or like, are we kind of sitting that one back?
I just told you about Legolas back home.
Right. Look, hanging out with you guys has been an absolute dream, but I am also learning how to read people and like primarily read you guys because I'm mostly around you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of my best friend, so.
Right, and I consider you one of my best friends as well. And that is why, I don't feel comfortable, like, beating around the bush as it is. Muriel, why don't you just tell her?
Who? Tell who what? I mean, I could tell Phelan for you if you don't
Muriel.
feel comfortable telling her about the elven thing.
Muriel.
Yeah?
I have seen people with literal stars in their eyes not look at someone the way you look at Aislinn.
She's really pretty, you know, like Legolas, yeah.
And strong, and a warrior, and blonde.
You know, I've never seen her shoot a bow and arrow like he has.
That's true. I don't know if it's the bow and arrow thing specifically, but maybe you could teach her how to shoot?
I mean, I suppose it could, but I mean, I don't know. Did she say she wanted to learn?
Maybe she doesn't know she wants to learn.
I mean, we could do bow classes with the humans, I guess, yeah.
Yeah? I mean, that being
I
said,
really don't get what you're getting at here.
Can I insight check you to just see if you're clueless or if you're fucking with me?
What if it's both?
What if it's both?
Violet's definitely fucking with you. I think Muriel is a little clueless, to be honest.
You know what?
She does definitely have a crush on Aislinn, don't get me wrong. But Aislinn's a human who is not part elf. So she's like, I don't get what you're getting at. Like, yeah.
It's basically a hamster. It's like, who knows? I could die next week.
I'm just gonna kind of take your hand in mine. Are you scared?
Scared of what? I mean, scared of lots of things, I suppose, but I like to not be scared of things.
Are you scared of losing her?
I mean, I'm scared of losing any of you. I love you all.
Muriel, you absolute little shit disturber. I love you too. If at any point in
I
time...
mean, you love me too, but I'm only one of your best friends.
I made 3 best friends all at around the same time.
I mean, I just thought, you know, with our backgrounds and everything, and the fact that we always pair up and talk about our crushes, that I was your best friend too. But I guess I'm just one of your best friends.
Well, I've talked about Phelan with Aislinn as well. And you know, Aislinn is talking
about Phelan with Aislinn?
Of course I do. You guys are incredibly important to me. Muriel.
I just really thought that we
you
got the special friendship here, and
I say this to you because it is something that I think you need to hear. You do not have to be the center of the world to be special to someone. I don't
trying to make them up for the watch. I'm not sure I really want to finish this conversation. Hey, Aislinn!
Just know that you are special to me.
It's time for you guys' turn on the watch.
I don't feel like I've slept very long.
Yeah, no, you have. It's been. I've been watching the moon move.
I mean, I trust your moon watching skills. It just didn't feel like very long. But yeah, absolutely.
You were asleep, so it's not
right.
that long for you.
Of course. Well, have a good rest. I'll take over. You just get some sleep, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
And I just look at Zesty. Want me to wake Phelan up?
If you want. And she's just gonna
You cool?
pick a corner.
Cool? Zesty? You cool?
Yeah,
Good?
it's all good. I guess I'm just kind of getting tired.
You sound a little not as perky.
I'll be fine.
Okay, because if you wanted to, I mean...
I know. Thank you. Honestly, thank you.
Okay. Because you could hang out a little bit longer before we wake up Phelan if you needed a minute. I mean, I can talk to about stuff.
Do you think she needs like a little bit more time to rest, or?
I mean, Muriel said, I almost messed that up. Muriel said that we'd had plenty of sleep, so I mean, I'm sure it's fine. But if you aren't quite ready to bed down just yet, hang out for a little while. And I was just about to some of the tack, a couple of the bridles, they needed some work, so I was gonna just I could show you how to stitch leather. Very useful. I don't know if it's very interesting, but it's very useful.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. I'm like yawning and kind of like stretching, like, oh god, it's really still a little bit tired. And I'll pull over some of the bridles and I'll start showing Zesty how to mend things. Like this is so like if you ever need, this is important to look out for. You want to take good care of your horse's tack because if it gets a tear or if something's not right, like it can rub and it can make a sore. So you something to watch out for. I watch out for all of yours, but if you're looking too, then you might catch something I don't.
You can tell that like Zesty is taking in about 20% of what you're saying.
And she just keeps rambling because she's actually more focused on just doing the job. But it seemed like Zesty needed that. So eventually she'll look up again. She's like,
Yeah.
You're okay. You seem a little.
I don't know. Is that okay? Is it okay to not know?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling a lot of the time. I just don't really think about it. And then someone will ask me how I'm feeling and I have to think about it. And I'm just over here doing things and not really feeling stuff. I'll reach over and kind of pat her shoulder. Like it's okay to just, sit with things for a while sometimes.
Yeah, I find that being me is not working out as much, but I don't want to be anything else. So
Why do you think being you is not working out so much?
I don't know. We're very look in Lothlorien, it's very much a communicative place where fights don't often happen because we tell each other how we're feeling. It doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or otherwise. It's just.
I think part of meeting people that are different is I don't talk about how I feel a lot. And that's okay because I grew up not really talking, like we don't really talk about that kind of stuff, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. It just means that I do and you don't, and that's okay. We don't have to be like a lot of us are from very different places. I'm sure even you and Muriel, that I'm sure it's really different in the caves than it is in the forest or the other forest,
Yeah.
But it's okay to think about things differently and like I think I sometimes see things differently because you tell me how you see them and that's good, right? Isn't it good to see things differently sometimes?
Of course. Like different perspectives are how the world keeps turning. I don't know. Growing up where I've grown up, I see that communicating your feelings helps people. And I see when I'm out here that, like, when people bottle up those emotions or keep these very important feelings to themselves, it hurts their soul. It stops them from having the experiences they want to have. Like if you were in love with someone, why wouldn't you let them know?
Well, I think there could be. I mean, being in love with someone is like liking someone is nice and it's easy and you can like someone and it's fun to feel like you like someone, but being in love with someone and being with someone, that's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. And you're responsible for the other person and how they feel, and it means that it's a lot of extra things that you have to do, and sometimes people just don't have the space for all of those things. So maybe later they will, but they don't have to right then, and they can still like people, and it feels nice to like people even if you don't want to be in a relationship with someone.
I guess that's true. I just worry about certain people running out of time because certain other people have a finite amount of time.
Is it because of the whole, I mean, us dying?
Dying and stuff.
Have you thought that, maybe some of us who are like, I don't worry about it. I mean, I don't want to die, but it happens. I've seen it happen. It happens a lot. So for me, it's not something that concerns me now, but Phelan, it does, because we're different people, even though we're both human. And maybe it is only bothering you so much because it's so new to you, and it's something that I hope you're not worrying about me dying I mean, none of us are going to die anytime soon. It may feel sooner for you than it will for me, because it will, be my whole life and just like the little bit of yours. But I don't think you need to worry about me. Are you not? You're not worrying about me, are you?
No, well, I mean, like, I worry about you in the same way that, like, I worry about my family or, just anybody who's really close to me.
And I mean, really, like, you could get stabbed to death tomorrow. So we're equally in peril when we're in combat. So we're all the same, when it's a fight.
I guess that's true. That's kind of why I've been training with my bow a lot more.
And you did really well. Like, you did so well.
Thank you.
Maybe you should worry less about, because it really, it doesn't matter how long any of us are going to live and when we're going into battle on a regular basis. Maybe we should just worry more about keeping each other safe and enjoying the time we have.
Yeah. No, I agree. Also, if you had the knowledge that, like, Phelan could totally live forever, would you let her know, like, right now? Or would you hold off on that?
Literally everyone's gonna know before Phelan now.
Yep. Seems so.
Okay, so I'm real practical, and is that like a for instance question, or am I missing something?
Just assume that it was a thing and it was like a real thing. Like, how
I just tell her. I'd be like, "Hey, Phelan, did you know that you don't have to die?" It seems really chill. Like, I don't know, why does it got to be a big deal? Just be like, "Yo, Phelan, I know you're kind of worried about dying. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can just not die. Why not just tell her she could not?" I would want someone to tell me if I could not die. Can I not die? Is this I don't
think. I think you're probably going to die of old age.
Wait, so I'm going to die, but Phelan might not.
Phelan has like a sprig of elven blood in her, which apparently, according to Muriel, I've never done any research on this, but she seems to be pretty solid in her knowledge of this, and I trust her. But apparently she could, like, choose to embrace her elven side, and with that comes the magic of immortality.
So Phelan doesn't have to die, but I will, though. I just want to go back to that point. I'm going to die, but Phelan doesn't have to. That's what we're getting at.
You thought
that it was a harder conversation to have with Phelan than to maybe.
I think this is a really hard conversation in general.
Right. Well,
And I don't really know how to bring this up to anybody, and I find that my lack of social skills has pretty much landed me in the doghouse of no matter what I do.
No.
So I'm thinking at this point I might as well just like attach it to a note and just spread it over the fucking cave, and think like, you guys kind of deal with that. I'm gonna sling myself over my horse, and you guys just tell me where to go and when.
Well, I mean, it does so Muriel knows, and you know, and I know that I'm going to die, but Phelan doesn't have to die, but Phelan doesn't know.
Right.
But why didn't you just told me? Why don't you just tell her like you just, or I could tell her, or Muriel could tell her. It doesn't. I mean, it's not tied.
See, Muriel was offering to obviously like help me tell her, because I don't know if you've noticed, I suck at this.
I mean, I'm not the best at things myself as far as having difficult conversations. I don't. I usually just don't do that. But
I think I'm just gonna rock it. I think I'm just gonna rock it like tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I mean, you should, right? Like, because if you like, wouldn't you want to know if it were you?
Yeah, I mean 100%.
So just tell her.
I
mean, now I know, and I have to kind of think about that. So, but that's not your fault, because I am what I am. So.
Super happy to know that I've caused an existential crisis in you. I'm just gonna go like tomorrow and just wake up and be like, hey, here's some breakfast rations. You don't have to die.
I mean, yeah, I think it's that simple. Like you just said, I'm very confused now, because you just said we should tell people things. You went on a whole speech about how we should tell people things, so you should just tell her.
I knew that I had to tell her, I just didn't know how.
I have a question.
I mean,
you told
Anara, what did Aislinn think Zesty was talking about earlier when she was doing her speech about telling people things?
I don't think she had any, because she doesn't, she's not going to sit there and ponder, oh my gosh, she'll just be like, oh, I don't know. Like
I was thinking maybe she thought it was about Zesty not talking to Phelan, or
no. Aislinn is a lot of surface thoughts, y'all. I mean, she has things she cares about, but she's a lot of surface thoughts. I
was just wondering. Okay,
she's like the dumb jock of the group.
True.
And I hope that makes her endearing. It certainly makes her fun to play sometimes. But she'll just kind of sit there and she'll be like, well, that I'm sure that'll be good news for her. And it's, you said communication and telling things is important. So at least I know now, and I should warn you that if you don't tell her, I don't really keep secrets very well. So I might by accident. So you should tell her, because I'm going to have to think about that whole, just sort of Phelan and I kind of had this thing, because we were both human and we both were going to die, and honestly, I think we both assumed we'd die in battle. So I guess it really doesn't change anything, because she could still die in battle. We all could. So there's that. So, I did not realize that we were different in that way. So, but I suppose it doesn't really matter, because you and I are very different and we are friends. So.
Well, yes, and I want to be friends for all of the time that there is.
I think you should go get some sleep.
I'm gonna do that.
I will pat her shoulder and you have a good sleep. I'll wake up Phelan.
Okay. Try not to. Well,
I think I can. Know. I mean, if you want me to tell her, I will. But I will. If you don't want me to tell her, I won't. It seems like something that I don't really understand. It sounds like something she'll want explained, and I can't explain it. So it'll probably just create confusion. So I'll wait. I'll just let you tomorrow. You have a good night. I will awkwardly, as she lays down, kind of tuck her in. You have a good sleep now, and then I'll go and wake up Phelan.
It's as I'm walking over and just give her the guns.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm patting her hair I might a horse, smoothing it. This is how I know how to soothe things.
And I think I fall asleep almost immediately by a combination of tiredness and stress.
I will wake up Phelan, and I will by saying, "Sup, watch." And then I don't know about you, Kayla, but I picture it as like parallel play. Like Aislinn keeps working on her like leatherworking, and
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, Phelan's like, you know, chewing on some ribs. You know, would you be interested in some fragrant weeds?
I absolutely will be interested. I'm like, yeah, thanks. You wanna?
Do you know how to roll them, or do you need help?
I've only had them handed to me. So yeah, if you want to teach me, that's cool.
Sure.
Oh.
Actually, my mechanics say I chew them, so there is no need to roll them besides for aesthetics, but I'll teach you anyway.
Yeah. Like the texture changes, and it's part of the experience.
Yeah, it's like a spring roll. Excellent.
So my stitching gets a little worse as the watch goes on, but I figure they both have like a pretty chill time, and it helps Aislinn kind of calm down and not really think about stuff, which is probably for the best right now.
Yeah. Also, should we roll for like our watch?
LadyBug, should we roll things?
No, I mean, yeah, you can.
Should Kira
I was gonna say, should we retroactively?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it?
awareness?
Yep.
Ooh.
Nothing happened. Everything was nice and quiet and peaceful.
Sick.
Damn! Aislinn.
Wow.
The chewing the weeds actually helped me focus. Like
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
Well, they affect everyone differently.
Yeah, for me, they make me feel less tired. But
That was it. Our watch is real quiet and chill.
So you stay on your watch quietly, and yeah, nothing happens. So yes, then the morning comes.
Morning time comes, and
all right, so I got reprimanded for waking people up too aggressively last time. So I'm gonna like gently poke Zesty. Be like, I'm trying to be gentle. It's morning.
you are incredibly gentle.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you want, yeah. Do you want to just go for a walk while the other two girls, get up? There's like the two of us.
Sure.
We'll walk out. I'll be careful not to take her to Bear Cave Alley. And if you can hear that barking in the background, that is my dogs.
It's an immersive experience. There's wolves.
It's like, okay, well, we know not to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been debating talking about this for a while.
Oh.
And
debating is one word for it.
And like even the god of our world has basically started shit talking me about it. I guess I knew about this beforehand, and I understand if you're upset with me because I knew and didn't say anything, but also I'm kind of bad at this.
It's okay. I think I get where you're going.
You do?
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry I've been moody lately. The last fight we had really stressed me out. I didn't want to I didn't want anyone to be hurt from my own incompetence. But now that last fight we had was a lot better, so the confidence, I guess, is back. I've been someone who fights a lot of spiders and other things, mostly spiders.
Yeah.
And I thought, what value did I have for this party when I wasn't fighting people? But we seem to be okay now. Everyone's doing great. And I think I've known for a while too.
You have you been talking to Muriel as well, or?
We did actually the night before the combat. It was nice.
Oh, okay. So, how are you feeling about that? Excited or?
Oh, yeah, excited.
Okay.
I don't verbalize things well, but you're really pretty, and I feel like I'm a better person when I'm around you, and your ability to bring people together is just amazing. And
Oh. Okay. Okay, hold on. I think this morning just got like 20 times better. Because I'm talking about a different thing than you are, but I also
oh shit, I'm sorry.
No, I mean I'm totally also down with that. Like, yes, absolutely yes. I did not expect you to reciprocate those feelings. We will. Oh, we have so much.
That was also part of why I was stressed about dying. Like, what is a dog to a longer life?
I'm just gonna like grab your hands and like put them like right up to my chest. You don't have to die of old age.
Really? What?
No, right? Like, okay, oh my god, we're both so awkward and I love this. Like, oh my god, if one of us was awkward and one of us was on the straight and narrow, this would be so weird. But the fact that like we're both socially awkward is, oh, you're so cute and I love it. Okay, no. So I was talking to Muriel about a completely different thing because like we're elves and she knows a lot about elven history, and the fact that you have like a little bit of elven blood in you means that you could at some point in your life choose to embrace that elven side of you, and it would kind of, I guess, like magically take over the rest of you and allow you to be immortal.
What? So
Yeah. Crazy, right?
wait.
I didn't even know that.
So if I start baking bread topless, I can live forever.
How long have you been holding that line, Kayla?
I think like embracing elvenhood is different for different people. Muriel was mentioning that like, you know, because you're so used to like the woods and stuff that you might be, like the part of you that's elven might be of the Mirkwood. That being
Yeah,
said,
I don't really know where that part. I know it came from my mother, but I don't really know. The rumors go that my dad whisked her away from some far off place near the
That makes
woods.
sense.
yeah, so I mean that sounds more Mirkwood than it does Lothlorien, but I mean that being said,
So I need to wear a circlet and talk about the king to live forever.
I think that you just need to feel it.
Huh.
And the voice from above will say, I think that you will have something to talk to Elrond about once we make it to Rivendell.
Yes.
Because
Meanwhile,
he's done that.
Aislinn and Muriel are just eating breakfast, and Aislinn's actually kind of quiet and sort of thoughtful, and like not exactly sad, just kind of thoughtful. But as they're sitting there, she'll say, I mean, you know, if you ever wanted to braid my hair sometime, I mean, that would be all right.
I would love to do that. I really like braiding hair. You have really pretty hair, so it would look really pretty in braids.
You have pretty hair too.
Oh, thank you.
Do we, as we're coming back, do we notice this? Because if so, I'm going to slip back and let this happen. I'm just going to kind of like grab Phelan's hand because I know that she's not as like observant and just kind of pull her back. Be like, I think they're also really close to admitting feelings for each other. And, oh my god.
I don't think they're close.
while Muriel's braiding Aislin's hair, she kind of reaches around and like takes the end of Muriel's braid and just kind of like plays with it.
However, seeing that we do have a hard stop today, we will finish here and return next time.
Yeah, next
Those
time
forks won't know what hit them.
No, they won't. Just like our character.
Okay, so everybody goodbye and see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, guys.